You mentioned Katt Williams a little bit earlier, man. I seen that he was kind of upset about some things you said on Drink Champs. Can you kind of go into your guys' friendship and everything, or you know what I'm saying, how all that happened?
You know what? I mean, I'm not gonna say me and Katt been like, best friends or we're friends, but we're more like always been like associates. Like, the thing with comedy, we all one big family, because we all know the struggles we all went through. You know what I mean? And whenever we see each other, it's like a bunch of brothers hanging out. And we all have respect for each other. Because we know, I respect Katt a lot. I mean, I know where he came from, from comic view. Cat in the Hat was his name. And then, of course, got in the movie Friday After Next, and then boom, took that scene and rode it to the top and became a millionaire, successful guy from it. So I respect that, and I always loved him, and I know you feel the same about me. A kid came from a whole different continent, coming here to America and making it, taking that mother sucker thing and taking it to the whole next level. So we have an ultimate respect for each other and love, brotherly comedic love. There's not much hate in comedy. If it is, it's just been more like in the last 5-6 years. But prior to then, man, we saw each other with like, when we see each other, we start thinking about each other's jokes and we start laughing right away because we knew, what we talked about. And of course, Katt went through a few things in the last few years, with his, his career like being top, and then we don't know what happened, and then he kind of like went down, and then he fought his way back up, and that's the type of person Katt is. Like, and like what I was saying on Trim Champ was talking about comedians, and I was saying to survive in comedy, you have to be lovable. Motherfuckers have to love you. The guy, and Katt, I said Katt is one of the most lovable comedians in the world. And what I meant to say on the interview was, I meant to say, I don't give a fuck how much crack y'all think that nigga smoke. He's the most lovable. But instead I said, I don't care how much crack he smoke. And I've never seen Katt smoke no goddamn crack. But I was hoping he wasn't gonna take it personal, because even Noriega hit me up after that whole thing came out about me mentioning Katt, and he didn't even remember. Like, he said, when did this happen? Because I mentioned I was on Drink Champ and I'm this interview, and he hit me up like, he DM'd me like, hey Mike, what did you say on there that I missed? That's how much that's how much of a love I was saying. That's how I wasn't even insulting this guy. It was more giving him his props. You know what I mean? And that's how he didn't remember that, because he would have, if he thought I was an insult, Noriega would have been like, can you elaborate on what you said about that? But nobody on set noted it as an insult. I thought it was a compliment. I didn't even know there was a problem after it aired, and I got a call from a mutual friend that's friends with him and friends with me, and it's like, hey, Katt's mad at you. I was like, huh, what'd I do? I didn't even know what I did. He said, you said he was a crackhead? I'm like, what did I say he's a crackhead? I said, let me look at, what did I say he's a crackhead? I'm like, oh, maybe I said something similar to that. And I didn't even pay no attention to it. I didn't even go back to watch an interview. One thing I don't do, Mike, I don't watch my own interviews. This shit here, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't watch my own shit for some reason, right? So, when I brought it, and mind you, I noticed, I knew he had a problem then because he was leaving kind of like subliminal messages under my post. And creating tension. So I remember one time I posted, it was Martin Luther King holiday, and me, I'm all about joke. I joke on everybody. I joke on the Lord, God forgive me. I joke on the president. I joke on, everybody get it. And I remember I said a joke about, because somebody told me, I had no idea that at one point Martin Luther King had a little white side chick or something. Or he slept with a white girl. Something happened with a white girl. And I'm like, damn, Martin King, that's how you do it. The best way to fuck with a white man is to fuck a white woman. Something like that, right? Because I go hard in the paint. And when I said that, Katt made a comment on my post saying, what do you call me? What's the fucking word I'm looking for? Coon. He said coon, right? Coon word, whatever, me, I'm coony, whatever. But then before I could even delete that, because I didn't want people to think that me and him was beefing. You know what I mean? Because that's how much love I have for this guy. I'm like, I'm not gonna create into nothing out of this, right? I was like, right before I deleted it, it's already got screenshot. And then I think it got screenshot by, I think, DL Hughley. And then he posted it and, you know, posted my message and posted Katt's coon word. And then, that's what DL does. He posts something like, what do y'all think, right? And then it become like a freaking viral and it started to go around, right? Right before, because you know, in black people, black people feel like you do something wrong. They're ready to get at your head. But right before they was about to get in my head about me making this comment about the great king, my best friend dies. So as soon as my best friend, Chinese best friend, I don't know if you're familiar with this guy. He was like my co-host on my podcast. He was my best friend. I met him like 4 or 5 years ago, became best friend instantly. Passed from COVID. And since he died, that whole thing died down with it. There's like, you know what, everything just went away. Like, you know, they're not about to, they saw I was grieving on the social media, you know, I'm posting him, that shit didn't go, no, it just died with it, right? And then, and I thought the beef died with it too. Till I got called to do Wildin' Out, went on set of Wildin' Out, did 3 episodes. The last episode, Katt Williams making an appearance, and we're on 2 different teams, right? But still, I'm like, people don't really know. I try to kill this beef because I'm like, at the end of the day, you know, at one point I was beefing with Kev and then I was beefing with FaZe. I'm like, I don't look like no beefing comedian. There's too much money I had to be made. We love each other so much. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not about to introduce this Katt beef. So I'm just keeping everything neutral and keeping everything simple. But all Katt's joke towards me was like career jokes, you know. Like, I remember one of the jokes was
more personal jokes?
Personal, very personal on my career. I mean, don't get it wrong. You know, he's accomplished a lot. And we worked together on a couple of movies together. We worked on 2 movies together. One was called Repo with Master P. Me and Katt just took that movie to a whole different level. And then we worked together again with Mike Epps and Meet the Blacks 2, The House Next Door. So we always had a good chemistry, comedically roasting chemistry. You know what I mean? But this time on Wildin' Out, it wasn't fun, because he was more like personal. I'm just trying to keep it cool. Like I'm trying to keep it general. His joke is on my career. My joke is on like his height, and you know, just the normal midget jokes. You know, so it was like that through the whole time, and I'm like, this guy's still mad about that. And mind you, everybody just died in the past few years. Everybody's, you know, I'm like, you know what? I went back in my trailer after it was done, and still nobody noticed it. Nobody on the set noticed that it was really beefing. They just thought Cal just being, you know, a jerk, or you know what I mean, or just going too hard, or going around, not keeping it fun. I'm not sure what they were thinking, but you know, Katt got so much respect for Katt.
Has this episode came out yet?
Nah, this hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
So we went back in the dressing room, you know what I mean? I'm like, this dude. I'm like, we like late 40s, you know what I mean? We ain't young no more. You know what I mean? Everybody's been passing away so bad. I'm like, I'm not gonna let this little crackhead joke come between somebody that I have respect for and I love like a brother. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let me go knock this guy's dressing room. Nobody knows about this. This is exclusive information. I was like, let me go to his dressing room. His dressing room was right next to mine. You know what I mean? So he had a little, his guy at the door. So I said, hey, go in there and tell Katt I want to talk to him. He came back like, Katt, I want to talk to you. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna take it to my best friend, social media. So I went on social media and I explained the whole thing. Talking about how life is short. No need to be for people that you love, that you care about. You know what I mean? I don't need nothing from him. Believe it or not, in fact, I've put $200,000 in Katt's pocket. Believe it or not. I remember around the time when his career is up. And then I'm at one point where I don't know what happened, but for some reason he was having bad sets across the country. And I knew this promoter in Cincinnati that went to book him. I was like, okay, good. So I contact Katt. I said, hey, Katt, this guy want to do a show, man. I think this would be a good way to, like, you know what I mean, make a comeback. You know, let's make it happen, man. I got him to, I got him to pay you $100,000 a shows, 2 shows, you know, 2 different cities, whatever. He said, okay, you know, and I went on that show. I actually featured on the show, you know what I mean? Like, I went on right before him. And, you know, it wasn't a great show. And it was in his hometown. He remembered that show, you know. And then, so I'm saying that, like I've put money, like you know, like, I don't need nothing from him. Nobody need anything from each other, you know. But I just not recalling, like, damn, I put money in this guy's pocket before, you know. So it's like, it's all love, you know. And when I went to social media and, you know, let people know everything, you know, and I think there's a part where I posted that, you know, Katt, life is short, no need to beef with people you love, like your brother. And then I guess he screenshot it and posted it in his story. So when he did that, I'm like, okay, that's probably his way of saying, you know, Mike, it's all good.
Okay. So hopefully you guys are, you know what I'm saying?
I love Katt, man. I love Katt like a brother.